Hello guys, essentially what we need to do is render some of sections of a volume and then combine those rendered images into one sprite sheet. Also, I put the link to this article in a description. So first we need to render those slices of our volume. In output properties, we need to change the file format to OpenEXR, set the final image resolution. In render properties, we need to check the transparent box. Also make sure that the background light is enough bright. I set it to 10. Next step is the camera setup. In camera properties, we need to switch from perspective mode to orthographic and set the orthographic scale so it matches the volume size. And now the main part is adding drivers. The idea is we can move the lens clip start and end position so the camera will render only some section of a space. And I came up with this simple driver which can do this automatically. Here's the driver. For the start of set position, we just divide in frame by 10. And for the end one, we do the same and adding 0.1. So we can have this small gap every frame. The last thing here is understand how many frames we need. I'm doing this just by moving the timeline slider and look where I need to stop. Here's like 32 frames. Then we just need to set the amount of frames we want to render in output properties and render the animation. And the last thing in Blender is to make the sprite sheet. I'm doing this in new file. First step is import all the images we have just rendered. I am using the import images as planes add-on. It is the built-in one, so you can just turn it on in the preferences menu. Also make sure you set the offset to 0. Then just combine all imported planes into one single object and move it to the center of the scene. Second step is set up the camera and the render. First, the render. We need to set resolution for the final image. We can calculate the final image resolution just by multiplying our images amount, we have 32, by our rendered image resolution, which is 512. The result is 32 by 512 is 16,384 on x-axis, and on y-axis we have just 512. Then just as we done before, we need to set the file format to OpenEXR, check the transparency box in fill menu, and set the background light intensity to approximately 10. And the camera settings. Just add the camera to the center of the scene first and reset its rotation, then change the perspective type to orthographic and set the orthographic scale to the number of imported rendered images, which is 32. One small thing, we need to move the camera up a bit or just change the clip start offset to 0 and just render the image. And the Unreal Engine setup. First, add the volume texture and in the source texture window, set the imported sprite sheet of our volume. The resolution of single tile of our volume sprite sheet is 512 by 512. So we need to change tile size to 512 on X and Y. And here's the material setup I'm using. I found it in this video and I put the link to this video in description. So now we can make instance of this material and apply it to a cube. Turn on the volumetric fog in exponential fog settings, do some adjustments, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for your attention.